Did you think that after he said that, what went into your head? Okay, see?
Right, it starts there.
This is Less Than Zero. Less Than Zero.
So you want like an official? You tell me what you want, Mr. Producer. You want like an official introduction, or do you want to keep it like super unprofessional?
Let's go
with unprofessional. I'm more comfortable with unprofessional.
You want unprofessional?
Let's do unprofessional.
Yeah, let's do unprofessional.
All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. All right, man. Welcome. I'm gonna do the opposite, actually.
Psych.
All right, guys. Very excited. Welcome to the Less Than Zero podcast, episode 38. First off, shout out to Nile. He is back after 2 years.
Right? Feels like
so,
it.
just so you know, he hasn't been on the podcast for like 2 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah,
welcome,
for sure.
Nile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
Right.
thanks.
Miss Vicky.
Woo!
Of course, I'm Julian.
We need an audience applause now.
Oh yeah, we need that button.
I told you we need to get that button where you just get the applause, you get the boo button too.
Right.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
these different-
That's
the
right.
laughing ones.
Yeah.
Lit.
We got Justo behind the lens. Thank you, sir. So I just want to give a quick snapshot. I read about this story originally in SF Gate, local business here in the Bay Area. It's a pho restaurant, 2 locations, Oakland and Emeryville. It's called Monster Pho. And we're not guest based. For people that are watching this, we don't really do guests. It's just not really what we do. You know, every now and then we do it if it's something that as a team we feel like it kind of gravitates to our heart. And yeah, man, it for me it struck a chord. I'm like, man, this. Sometimes you like shed a tear without telling yourself you're gonna shed a tear, and I'm getting shaky right now talking about it, and I don't even know why. Like I can't explain why. Maybe I can relate to it, but I thought it'd be a good story, especially since he owns a business during this pandemic, and so many businesses have been deeply affected. But I don't know if that. I don't know if we know on that level how much it's really affected them. So I thought it'd be really good to have him on the show. With that said, T-Tran, the owner of Monster Pho, welcome.
Yay!
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell I'm shaking? Can you see I'm like shaking because like before you start recording, I'm like, I want to say all this stuff. And it doesn't always end up that way. And I'm like, man. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted we wanted to talk to you and just see, first off, how has it been? You know what I mean? This past year with this pandemic, you know, during COVID, and also just talk about your story real quick.
Yeah, it hasn't been really easy. Of course, it hasn't been easy for everybody else. It's just kind of like we thought everything was doing well, but we just kind of got to pivot. So we've been fortunate enough that I have a great team. So even before the pandemic hit, we've already talked about like strategies and game plans on what to do, because during that time frame, January, we were hearing all record stuff in Europe and Asia, and we know it's going to come over here anyways. So we had a game plan of how we're going to shut down, what we're going to do, what we're going to do to go. And then everything that I do, I always talk to the staff. And then when we finally came up with the game plan, March hit. And then I think the biggest effect on us, because I always pay attention to the Warriors, you know, and the TV's always on to the Warriors all the time. So I always pay attention to them. I see what's going on. And in the morning, I see that they were doing a deep cleaning of the whole arena and everything. And then the afternoon, they're going to do a second deep cleaning. And I'm getting kind of iffy about it. But by 7:00 at nighttime in March, NBA announced that they're going to shut down the game and season and everything. So then I went back and told the staff, I said, you know what, let's shut down one store and then open the other store for to-go only. And then that's how it literally like unfold everything that we've done. And then from there, we were the first one to shut down our doors. People thought we were crazy. I even had doctors coming down the street telling us like, dude, you're tripping because there's nothing going on, you know. You're just being too cautious. And then he walked over to the restaurant next door and started eating it. But you know, like the first day was kind of tough. Second day, people didn't understand. By the third day, people kind of understand what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish. Even though it kind of sucks because, you know, I just lost all my indoor business. But then we thought about, we're like, you know what, if we can reduce the virus and reduce everything, it will be safer for not just only for the customers, but for the safety of my staff. Of course, a week later, the government mandated a shutdown of everything. And then, like I said, that's when people were starting to suffer. We've seen a lot of our neighbors. We know a lot of our neighbors, from the young couple to a single mom with their kid to a elderly 70-year-old people that manage the building next door, or even elderly couples that walk around the neighborhood. And that's when we kind of come up with different programs to go along with it. but yeah, like overall, it just hasn't been easy. But we just kind of pivot every single time, and we have a good team. So
You lost. I said I was reading an article. You lost what 75% of that's your indoor business.
yeah.
Now is that
Wow.
a fair assessment for all businesses in your industry, or is that just you individually? Because like I see a lot of numbers and I get kind of confused, to be honest with you.
No, I can't. I can't say what the other business are doing, but from my numbers that I used to do, because during that day, I think it was like March 12th or March 11th, before I did the shutdown, we had a full house. The line was outside the door on both locations. And so for me to do that, it literally like I calculated my risk and my numbers and everything, because I look at it every single day and I calculate my numbers through the POS system every single week. And then we look from month to month and then what's different and all that kind of stuff. So for me personally, we didn't used to get a lot of to-go orders like DoorDash. We were getting more of customers coming in, a lot of people dining in, and the line that's waiting. So when I cut the line that's waiting and our whole wait list, and we get like about 2-3 pages of wait list within an hour. So that lost all of that. And the people who are walking doing to go, we lost that. Why? Because when people get shelter in place, they get concerned. They don't want to leave the house.
Yeah.
And now they're not coming out to buying your order. They rather just sit at home or cook something or go to a grocery store and then get like a week full of food. So, you know, I kind of figured that was going to happen anyways. So when I did my numbers and my calculation and what goes on with the current events and everything, that's how I came up with my number. With other businesses, you know, everybody has a different way of doing things. But so I can't really say, but yeah, it hurts us about that. I don't think even probably a little bit more, but you know, it's just like, you know, kind of sucked, but I said again, at the end of the day, it's just about safety. If I can make sure I put my customers first and the staff first, we took a loss, but this is long term. If they get to go home with their family, they get to go home with a grandma, grandpa, I think it'll be all worth it at the end.
Oh yeah.
Right? I mean, everybody loves
first.
safety first.
Safety first.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you guys, wear your masks. Wear your
I was gonna say last
masks.
episode too.
Exactly.
Don't worry, we got it right here. Right?
It's the little things, you know.
We're
it's
just
the little
recording.
things.
So,
yeah.
just so you kind of closed things down, you know, before everyone else did. Like, that's pretty crazy.
How
It's almost like
how did your employees deal with that transition?
So it at first, well, they all understand we're on the same boat.
Mhm.
And so what I did was I took care of my employees at the second location because I already told them we're going to shut down. We don't know how long. So I
Mhm.
took care of like, you know, we're all Vietnamese, so they all eat rice and you know, like stock food and all that kind of stuff. So I bought a whole bunch of different things: sugar, salt, bags of sugar, salt, some rice, a little bit, you know, like Chinese sausage and then like uncooked sausage, you know, like all these things that they can kind of last longer. I let them know and I buy all this stuff and I give it to them, tell them to sit at home. I pay them the payroll. And then the second one, I pay them the payroll. And then what I did was when I did the shutdown, and we lasted to go for I think about a week or a couple of days after. And when the government mandate the shutdown, I closed for exactly 1 week. Why? Because when they first shut down, things are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know what they're doing. They've never been through this before. And
Right.
first of all, nobody's gonna go out and eat. And second of all, nobody's gonna go do to-go orders. And then third of all, my staff doesn't feel safe. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure everybody sits at home. I watch the news every single day, all outlets. You know, CNN, Fox News, even BBC, everything you name it. And then I make a judgment that a week later,
Yeah.
I call all my staff. Hey, I think things are not going to get better, but we're going to open for to go. Do you guys feel comfortable?
Mhm.
At first, I can only get to hire half of my staff because I don't know what the hell's going on. You know, I don't know how long it's going to last. But they all got on the same boat. And I have people who don't want to work. They sit at home and they wait.
Mhm.
And if I told them if they need anything, give me a phone call. I help them with whatever they need. And it's just that the trust that they had in me, they felt confident on whatever decisions I make. So that makes me want to make even more careful decisions
Yeah.
to make sure they're safe.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm very lucky to have people like that to kind of like have the same mindset.
Yeah, of course. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Story is super selfless, man. Like I know, but I'm being honest. Like when I was reading it, I was like, man, you know, we all want to do the right thing, but I don't know if I could be as selfless as you. I'm going to be completely honest. Like you're to the point, and I don't know if people know, but for example, explain to me free pho for anyone. anytime, any day, any location, no questions asked.
So pretty much, we were lucky enough that Steph and Ayesha hooked us up with $25K.
Who were they?
Stop.
Just a couple nice people around the Bay Area.
Well, I mean, how did they even hear about you? How did the Currys even hear about it?
So what happened was we during the pandemic just hit about a couple weeks later we got War Central Kitchen and Eat Learn Play got on board. So this is like a nonprofit. They pay restaurants like $10 for a meal. And we distribute these meals, we donate to them, and that pay for like, a little bit the cost here and there and staffing. And so we distribute the meals to homeless shelters, to first responders, to orphan kids, you name it. Anybody that needs help, we took care of it. We did it the first week. We did 100 meals and then ended up, they liked us. The second week, they gave us 200 meals. And then within a month, we did about 2,000.
Wow.
And then now 9 months later, we do over 24,000 meals
Oh my
for
God.
everybody.
You and your whole
Crazy.
staff,
The
and your
whole
mom,
staff,
everybody.
And the crazy part, and I keep on mentioning my staff. My staff is, we opened at 12 when the pandemic first hit, and we closed 2 days. And when we did War Central Kitchen and all of them, they're supposed to be there like at 7, 8 in the morning. They all showed up 7, 8 in the morning, 5 days a week, and hustle and get the stuff together and cook fresh food and fresh vegetables, and everybody get together and made it happen. They don't have to come early. They don't have to do none of that kind of stuff. And because of that, they made me look good. And then that passed it on to a couple of the directors and everything. And they gave me a phone call. And they said that they want a piece of our story just to be on TV. And of course, I mentioned them that I won't do it without mama. So I make sure I reminded the guy every single time. I said, we're going to do something. We got to include her in it, in everything I do. And so he told me he was do like a 3-minute session on a TV show in Tamron Hall. And I said, yeah, that's cool. And ended up, he just surprised me with the check. And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I never wanted anything like this. I never wanted donation. We just want to do it because we are still able to have a roof over our head, and some people don't. And then even we had the money, I never thought it was mine because I did it without it. So it doesn't really change me as much. Of course it does. Don't get me wrong. I still got
about the 25 grand, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So then ended up, I thought about it. So, the best way to me to give it back is do for the people right away. Because sometimes people might say, oh, it's only the less fortunate and everything. Sometimes people just need a hot meal. And for a regular person, a blue collar or anybody, if you can just save $10 a day, that day, you can use it for something else. And that's the way we kind of looked at it. And we just kind of launched the program and see how many people can help, but we didn't know that it literally like blew up. Like
That's crazy.
Blew up like crazy. I think you probably saw in our post within 3 days, we did over 1,200 free pho.
Yeah.
From January 1st to January 3rd. And I thought I couldn't afford it anymore. I literally supposed to end the program. But I just like, you know what, let me readjusted it and try to make it a little bit less days so that we can still survive. Because it's not we don't want to help, but during the third day, we gave up so much soup that we didn't have enough to cook. So then customers are ordering, we have to cancel the order. And then we also have a guy wrote online on Yelp saying that he gave us a 1-star because he said, yeah, you told me anytime, any day, and you came behind and got nothing and don't advertise it. And I'm like, oh man, we're just trying to help. It's like,
that's the thing, man. That's the thing when you give people power. You get some good seeds, you got some bad seeds, right? And I saw that
from getting free food.
Right.
He's trying to do something good, and someone's basically being an asshole, saying, "Oh, I wasn't able to get my free pho."
Haters are always gonna hate.
But to his defense,
you're gonna say, "I appreciate you."
Nope. You know what? You know what? I tell you honestly, what keeps me going every single morning, and I wake up and get off bed is you try to stay positive. And maybe that day he needed so bad, and he went somewhere so far. Maybe he walked over there, or maybe he took the bus over there. See. And because he went through all that kind of stuff, he couldn't get it. It's just a waste of his time. He's hungry. And just imagine when you guys are hungry, you guys are hangry.
Hey, that's true.
Just think about it, right?
I ain't
Nothing else.
Give no one Yelp reviews.
No, but everybody has their own mindset. Everybody grew up differently.
Yeah.
And it's just like I think we talked about earlier. We just can't judge a whole tree by just that one bad apple, you know? Or
and you're right. And then, but then I got to ask, like, where does that come from? You know what I mean? Like, cause I think it's easy to say, like a lot of people will say stuff on screen or you read about it, like you read an article and it sounds good, right?
Yeah.
But the reason why, like, we wanted to talk to you is because, man, that shit was like, it just hit on a different level of real. Like it really did, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I researched all this shit. I actually looked, make sure you weren't a scam. But no, you get what I'm saying, right? You'll look back and you'll look like 10 years back, 5 years back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, this guy's for real.
Yeah.
Every review, like this dude got reviews from like, was it Berkeley side or something?
Yes, sir.
Like from years ago, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was looking for that
crazy.
bad review. You know, this dude an asshole.
Stop.
Nothing. He's been giving since day one. I'm like, you're too nice. And I don't mean that. Like, I don't.
No, don't.
Like, yo, like, where does that come from? Like,
No, don't get me wrong. It's how we were raised. We were raised with nothing. Number one, I get to see my mom literally work and hustle 3, 4, 5 jobs every single day. And then when we grew up with nothing and she couldn't afford me anything, so I had to go out and try to work or try to do other things to provide for myself too. And when you grow up differently in a different neighborhood, you hang out with different people. And when you get to see the other side, because it's so easy for people in front of you to be nice, but then when something happens, you see different people act differently. I mean, everybody experiences it, you know, especially the homies or whatever it is. So I've been through it through the years, you know, and I see what the negative side is. So I always try to do it the other way around. And I think that when you see so much negative growing up, you want to make a change. Because I thought about it. There's literally like, there's only a couple options I can do if I keep on hanging out with the different or the wrong people and doing it the wrong way is go to jail, die, or be crippled or doing something, you know? So if you go with that way, it doesn't benefit you anyways. So then I try to revert everything around, trying to do differently, trying to hang out with different people, try to think of more of a positivity. And then from there, you try to be more positive with people. Because I've seen some of these guys and some of my old friends, they're not bad people. It's just when you grow up with one parent or you grow up with nothing or you grow up with, you know, bad people and they don't teach you, you grow up like that. You know, it's not their choice. And it's just that you can't really look at it people from right there and go, you know, he's not a good person or she's not a good person, you know? And because of that and examples that I came through, like that's what I was telling you earlier. So yeah, it's just the experience of what you're going through right now. And is what I went through, it kind of helped me become a better person. Yeah. And one of the reasons why I work even harder now and everything, because I have 2 daughters. I have a 1.5 and a 3-year-old. So if I can, teaching them is one thing, but if I can show them that we can do it and they can learn from the next generation, I think I've done my job right.
Right.
So yeah.
I like that.
So it's not just before, during, it's also after and long term.
Yeah. I love that.
That's so nice.
Nice.
You guys have any questions?
No, I just resonate with everything he said. I think, you know, if more people treated each other like that, you know, even if we have our differences, even if, you know, we vehemently disagree with people, we can like come to a common ground and respect them as a human. And I think that's like such a, you know, great perspective. I know you said before you got into pho, we were talking off camera about how you used to sell cars and all that kind of stuff. And you said you had a mentor, and I think I just wanted to hear more about that, just because I think it's so important to have like a mentor, like, you know, someone, you know, that can kind of like help guide you. I think that's like super cool if you can.
Yeah. So after, you know, I was not barely graduating high school and then trying to go to college and I didn't get a degree and I really didn't know how to do anything. And I didn't want to hang out with the same people that I hung out before. So then I had one of the homies, he said, he worked at BMW and he says, hey, you know what? Why don't you try to sell some cars? You know? And then I was like, I don't know how to sell some cars, you know? And then he says, dude, you know how to talk. You've sold stuff before. Dude, why? It's the same thing, you know?
Same thing, right?
It's the same thing.
You just got more money.
Right? And then ended up, I was like, yeah, let me give it a shot and see what's going on. So then I applied for Toyota. And they're crazy enough. I was 21 years old. I came in there and they gave me a job, you know? And I found out that you really have to be an adult. Like when you work with adults, you got to be adults. You got to come on time. You got to work on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can't complain. You got to work on holidays. And you got to keep on literally like hustling. You know, it's not like kind of like, man, I don't feel like going to work today. I don't want to go, you know? And through the time, I had one of the mentors, his name is Mr. William Lamb. I'll never forget. He's like the kindest human being. He's like an angel, right? And he's the kind of guy that I think I told you guys earlier that he would help people and he don't even know them. And one of the things that he got me really, like he really got me is when somebody called at 10 o'clock. We closed at 9. I was there with the customer and somebody called and their tire didn't work or their keys got locked inside the car or something happened. He drove out to the airport. He picked up the family, drove the family back to San Francisco from Oakland airport, dropped off the wife and kid, came back with the husband so he can get his extra key to get inside the car. And it was like 2 a.m. Never met the family, never did anything. And I said, why do you do it? You do it because you want to. It doesn't matter if they give you credit or not, because as long as you do the right thing, there's always somebody watching. And if you don't expect anything in return, they're still going to give you something in return no matter what. But you just kind of just do it. And it makes that next person.
His mindset. Yeah, but that's so, but guys, let's keep it a buck. That's very, okay.
That's not rare, bro.
It's not rare. He knows what I'm going to say.
I do.
Because it's just, to me, it's just rare. Like, I don't think I maybe know one guy in my life that that has that same energy. One guy. And I think I'm lucky to even know one guy. I don't think there's people that on this earth that probably know any of those people that care on that level. You know what I mean? Vicky, anything you have to say? You have any thoughts?
Honestly, I just think like experience is just the greatest life lesson, you know?
Yeah.
So it's amazing to see just everything that you've been through to get to where you are now.
Like pho restaurant or not, to me, this is the story.
Yeah.
Pho restaurant or not. Yeah, we're just blessed to actually get eyes on it because of SF Gate. So really it's because of SF Gate. Otherwise, you know what I mean? Like how would we have come across this?
Yeah.
True?
True.
You know?
And at the end of the day, you wouldn't have come across this without mom. So
yeah,
it's really because you know how, the funny thing is you guys grow up, your mama always tell you a whole bunch of things and you don't listen. Mm-hmm. And then she says, then one day he goes, what did I tell you? I told you so, right? I told you so this. And then when you get to your teenager or you get to 18, 19, 20, 21, you go, oh shit, she's right. Mm-hmm. You know? And then when you start getting around that age, you started to care. I would say not that you don't care, but you care a little bit more, you know, and then ended up you kind of see what they went through and everything. And because of her and everything, she's influenced me also. That's why we get into SF Gate and everything else is going on. So
how'd you go from selling cars to opening up a pho restaurant?
Yeah, how do you make that transition?
Oh yeah.
What does pho mean to you? Like why did you choose such a amazing thing? Because I fucking love pho. So like how did that happen?
So Vietnamese.
Yeah. But
You
know
will.
what I mean?
It's just our family thing, our recipe, everything. My mom always loved to cook at home. She never likes to go out and buy stuff. We always cook everything from scratch. And so because of that, it influenced us to do everything from scratch and cooking everything because you have to cook with love. And you have to cook it where you want to put every effort and every ingredient there like you mean it and you want the next person who eats the meal love as much as you do. And that's why it's always like that. And her thing is always like, never feed anybody anything you wouldn't eat.
For sure.
It doesn't matter who it is. So when you really look at that concept, you're kind of like, okay, I think so. Then I want to open a restaurant for a while already.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I want to.
Okay.
But it's just that we could never afford culinary school because, you know, those things are expensive, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So we never afforded. I tried asking her. She says, are you stupid? What the hell? Man, go in the kitchen. Like, culinary school.
That's your culinary school.
Yeah, go in the kitchen, start chopping up some onions. What the hell's wrong, you kid? Tell me to pay you money. You ain't paying nothing. Right? So then ended up, you know, just kind of learn through the kitchen and everything. And I keep on telling my mama that, you know, hey, why don't you open a restaurant, you know? I think we'll make it, you know? And then she says, no, it's too much work. You don't do it and everything. And then I told her, you know, I'm going to do it one day. And so she didn't believe me. So then as I was working through the car business and everything, I got into management position. Like I was telling you guys earlier, like around 25. And then my money double or triple because, you know, the income's better.
What were you then at that time?
I was a finance manager.
Oh, yeah. They make hella dough.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I was lucky enough. I was like the youngest one there. And then I was making like 200 grand, like lease.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cause I get to know all the banks, and then I get to talk to them. I get to do like literally like it's a whole different experience. And then I could have stayed there because I would have made hella money, you know? But then I just didn't like the atmosphere. I didn't like that I don't have stuff under my control. What does that mean? It means that I want to take care of the staff better. I want to take care of the customer better. And I know that dollar value always like ahead of everybody else, but if you can convert it and put people in front of money, the money's going to come back. So then people couldn't understand that. And when I tried to focus and then I tried to do that at work, nobody listens. And then especially corporate, they like to kiss ass, you know? So it's kind of like, hey, if I like you, you get everything you want. If I don't like you, you get in trouble every single day. And so I always get in trouble with management because I'm very hard-headed. And if something's not right, I will fight to the teeth. Like I really don't care, you know? And so some managers don't like me the way I am, but then the one that does like me respects me because, you know, that's just the way I do it all these years, you know? And so I kept on looking around 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, trying to find a place. And even if I couldn't afford it yet, I still make phone calls. Hey, are you guys renting it? How much does it cost to rent? And then I get an idea of what it is. And then I drive around neighborhoods and see this and see that. And I go home and do more researches, you know, everything. And then finally, after all the looking, I found a place for rent a block away from my workplace. They had a sign up. It says for rent, literally just a sign up. It's not on LoopNet. It's not on any online website. It's just a husband and wife put that up. I walked there like at 27. And then I walked in, I told him, I said, hey, let me rent out this place. And they're like, dude, who the hell are you? You're just a kid. What they come out trying to tell you want to rent the place? How are you going to pay for it? And,
Oakland, right?
in
First
Oakland.
location, Oakland.
Yeah, first location, Oakland. And then after 6 months of going back and forth and everything, they agreed to sign the contract. You know, so ended up once they agreed to sign the contract, then it took me like 2 years to put everything together. So every money that I made from finance, I put 100% into the business. So I'm paying 2 years of rent without having any business.
One question. What year was this?
This was 2012.
So you've been in the
2011, 2012 when I first started going out trying to figure out something and trying to find a place to rent.
Yeah, so you've been doing in the FUD game for like 7-8 years. Easy.
Yes, sir.
8, 9 years.
Almost 7 years. Almost 7.
That's crazy.
Nice.
Dope.
So like, I'm like an amateur home cook, right? I love to cook. So like, how do you make your pho? Like, can you like it? Is that a secret?
He wants to
No.
trade secrets,
I
bro.
want your recipe.
No. It's all.
What goes?
He wants to compete? Is that what you're trying to do,
I'm
Justo?
gonna open up my
He wants to
own-
steal your business?
Yeah, I want my own weird pho.
Weird
Justo's
pho.
pho.
It'll be the worst restaurant in the world. But like how? Because a lot goes into it, right?
Yes. A lot goes. First of all, it goes back to the quality of food.
And just so you know, Vicky hasn't, she hasn't had pho.
So let me tell
So-
you, Vicky.
So explain to everyone.
Hey, Justo's would be called Weird Pub. But
That didn't help at all, right?
But like, it's the
By
broth.
Justo.
I've always told that it's
It's the
about the
broth.
broth, and you got to make
That's
sure
100%.
it's all about the broth.
Yep, it's 100% exactly. So what we do is first you get the quality of the bone, the beef bone. That's what we sell the most. Is you get the beef bone, you get the good quality. You cook it up inside a pot, and usually restaurants I would say they cook about 50, 60 pounds of bones. We do about 100,
Nice.
and the more bones, the more flavor.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now, does it matter? Is there a different quality of bones?
There's different grades on anything, on everything that you buy. And when you have these vendors, they give you an option. Do you
What-
want the less expensive or the most
How
expensive?
about human bones? How about if I got some human bones?
We don't do human bones.
That goes against everything.
I'm gonna have some human
Right.
bones.
That would go against everything he believes in. He's about taking care of people. And you know what? He's
No,
giving
I
people
gotta
human
go.
bones.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, T. I got excited.
This went way left.
right,
bones.
like
All
oh.
about kindness, but like I'm also a cannibal.
Right?
Keep going, T. I'm sorry, T.
No, you're good, man. So then when we cut, we would cook up the bone, and then we put it in a pot and we cook it up. We take away all the dirty stuff like that floats on top, like all the fat and everything. And then once we do, we rinse it out. We recook it again one more time.
Oh wow.
And then first of all, it's important because you got to get all the dirty stuff out. And then once you get past all the dirty stuff, then we cook up a 200 quart pot.
Nice.
Because I'm not that tall, so it probably goes up to here. So
I be peeking in the back sometimes. I'd be like, what's
yeah, it's fat, man.
titanium looking thing.
And we cook it overnight, so 24 hours, literally. And it simmers through overnight. And then the next day, we cook it up. We put in, coriander, cinnamon, ginger. You put in onions, tons of onions, whole pieces of yellow onions. And then we cut them up, we put it in there, and it simmers through the day. And then once it simmers and everything, like around the next day, then we start putting in the morning, we put brisket in there. And then we put flank, whole pieces of fresh brisket and flank. And then we cook it for about 3 hours, 4 hours sometimes. And then it softens up and then we take it back out. So it has a flavor from the bone and the soup within the meat.
So is the key to like really incredible pho is really the length of time and the quality?
Time.
Yeah, no, it's the time. So
I'm hungry now.
I know.
Right?
not to put anyone what would you say the how do I word this? Okay, so what are other pho restaurants? Maybe what are they missing?
It's not what they're missing. Everybody has a different way of doing it.
Okay.
You just kind of got to know your market. Meaning what? Wherever you open, you got to know what kind of people comes into your restaurant. If you, and that's why it's so important to listen to your customers. Because every business you might think you know what you're doing, but until the door's open, the person walked through the door, they are the one that tell you what you're doing right or wrong. And it's up to you to listen or not.
The customer's always right.
Always right.
Boom.
Unless they're yelling at your
retail.
staff.
In fact,
Unless
that's
what?
so true.
Unless they're yelling at your staff.
Oh yeah.
Then they're completely in the wrong.
Yeah. So what we have is we have a same philosophy that customer is always right, because I know my staff is very respectful of everybody. But if he or she that comes in through the spot and try to blow it up and trying to start something, I personally kicked out customers.
Nice.
Good, as you should.
Okay, so there's a limitation.
There's a
because
limitation.
You're
People be
very
rude.
selfless. You're very courteous, and that's I was gonna ask you later on. I'm like, man, there's got to be a certain point where enough is enough. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. For me, I'm very nice, but just don't disrespect me and the staff and what we're doing. And we're all good. But the minute that level of, that imaginary line that people kind of cross,
Yeah.
I give them warnings. I tell them, I say, yeah, this is not right. I even tell the staff too sometimes, because you got to be straight with people. And if you tell them that and they don't listen, then you don't have to be here. It's very simple and easy.
Right.
But for me to go to work, wait, let me repeat that. I can't say I never yell at my staff. Sometimes I do, but for 95% of the time, I would say, I let them go do their thing because they work really hard and they put 100% in the effort and everything they do every single day. And if I don't disrespect them, nobody can walk through that door and disrespect them the same way. And if I don't stand up to them, they do not feel comfortable going to work, which means it makes the work environment shitty. And meaning I have a high turnover ratio of employees and staffing. Because same way, if you don't feel safe going to anywhere, why the hell you want to wake up every single morning?
Learning to be a manager is tough, man. Like, you got it. You know what I mean? Like, to manage people and to know and to be empathetic, that's, you know what I mean? It's easier to say, harder to do. To lead a staff and, you know what I mean?
I would have loved to have you as my manager.
Right?
Man,
She's looking for a manager. And you're a Bay Area dude. She's an artist. They're artists. Serious, you down? Fomager.
I'm just a little bit busy right now with everything that's going on.
Speaking of, man, she's a Bay Area artist. He's a Bay Area artist. You ever have artists come in? Like, do you have a story there?
Beast Mode comes in. Now he hasn't come in a lot, but Beast Mode just come in literally like, I wouldn't say every week, but every other week. This man come through with a backpack, headphones, sits at table 51, doesn't say nothing, nobody, orders a chicken pho.
Just by himself?
Just by himself.
Okay.
Orders a chicken pho and chicken pot stickers.
Foga.
And a Thai iced tea. And that's it. He sits there, he chills. People come up, talk to him. He's like, nope.
What, you just like peasants?
No, like he really like he's just the way he is,
right.
And he doesn't really like to talk to guys. Also, it's just his thing. I don't know what it is. He talks to like women and children and kids and like all that kind of stuff. But if men usually come up talk to him, he doesn't really like to do unless you're the homies or you're close to him. And
it's cool.
I've seen it, but when he's eating, we always try to give him his
space,
his own
Beast
thing.
Mode, huh?
Yeah, he's he's hella cool though. Like he's like, I know I'm saying all this, but he is so cool. He comes in, he's very nice, he's very courteous to us, and he doesn't say a word. He doesn't like, try to go and then go, oh, I'm this, I'm that. He just low key put that.
Yeah, you want to know. I mean, at the end of the day, people always got to remember we're all humans. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if
But
he has
everyone thinks that
headphones
way,
on.
Vicky.
No, I know that,
hope,
but that's what I'm. But I'm just saying, like, we're at the end of the day, we're all humans. Like,
all the
we all
same.
have regular lives.
We all eat, we all drink, we all sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's facts.
Definitely getting more to the story in a few, but you want to break it up and maybe talk about some pop culture shit?
Yeah,
Cool.
let's do it.
What if Kanye and Kim came into your restaurant? You said the customer's always right. Are they always right, T?
You know what?
Are they always right?
No, I tell you honestly, if them or anybody is they're courteous, then yes, it's just the amount of level of respect for each other, But if the people start going to trying to blow up and thinking they're all that or whatever it is, and they try to rock the boat or trying to make the story a little bit crazy, then I, with all due respect to them, I wouldn't feel comfortable with them being inside there because if my staff don't feel comfortable, it doesn't make sense at all,
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the divorce? Obviously Kanye and Kim.
Official?
It's official, bro.
It's always official.
It's been, I know, right?
No.
for years.
Hold on. But the paperwork apparently, look, anything can change, but the paperwork already is underway. Let's just assume they're getting a divorce. Things aren't great. How about that? Let's just put it this way.
Well, things haven't been great for a while.
Yeah, but Vicky, now
it's
that's legal.
It's been so... Man, it's been so bad. It's been so bad. They've been bickering back and forth about them
Everything.
leaving each other. And, Kim always talks about how he has an anger issue and he's just dealing with so much. And,
And with him supporting Trump, I don't think that really helps either.
According to the media, they're saying that the last straw for her was he decided when his decision to run for the presidency. So if we're just gonna go by that, she's hella patient. You know what I'm saying? And she waited till then to make this decision?
But I really honestly think it works both ways. It's not just a one-way street. They're both celebrities, so they already know going into this is shit.
Yeah.
And for them to last that long, props to them with kids
6
and
years.
everything,
Man,
right?
4 kids, 6 years?
Well, I also read that there was a time where they were actually thinking about getting an abortion.
Yeah, no, he said it. He said it. He said it publicly during a rally.
He says all. He says everything.
Oh, yeah.
He always says stuff.
Hella embarrassing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That would have pissed. Yeah,
Right.
pissed a lot of people off.
I mean,
Right.
for her
Including
to
her.
deal with
Yeah.
that, but like you said, it does go both ways.
It does go both ways. I mean, there's
And-
things that we don't know that Kim was doing.
Yeah, and honestly, they're both in two
on, we know
different
Kim.
entertainment
You tell me,
businesses.
Oh, we know Kim.
Like we
Right.
know Kim. Like we know
Right.
Kim. we all seen the tape, all right? We know Kim.
We know Kim. So
Oh,
we know how many times she got married.
How many times? It was Chris Humphries. It was another guy. I don't even remember him. It's
I don't know.
two
Let's
other
watch the
times.
show again.
Yeah.
I know. I do watch the show.
I knew it.
They're on their last season,
I knew
Yes.
but I didn't start watching it until like season
What?
16, like towards the end. But then I saw like maybe a couple episodes of the like first ones. Dude, it's crazy to see how they look.
Right.
I don't
From
watch
then
the show
to now.
anymore. Why? Just a lot. More mature, right? Older. More mature, older.
They got done. They got stuff
different
done. It's
They're
completely
different people. New faces.
But yeah,
You know
that's
what
what
I'm
we're
saying?
talking about. They have their own thing.
Yeah, they're the thing is they're both into two different industries, so that's already a big factor. And then it's just we don't know what happens between closed doors, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
100%.
And money. You're saying they look different. You mean you're talking about like surgery, plastic surgery?
Yes.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's when you have
They'll probably deny. They'll forever deny it.
that's
But
called
it's
societal
okay.
pressure and way too much money. That's what I think. You know what I mean? If you're broke, you're who's thinking about getting your an ass implant? You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like then you're worried about getting your next meal. That's too much disposable income. Speaking of income, check this out. Okay, so they got combined net wealth between both of them. $2.1 billion. Kanye is worth $1.26 billion. Kim, they're saying she's only worth $750 million, but it's liquid, like it's cash. His is tied up in Adidas and whatnot.
yeah.
But still, this is all a lot of money. And then they got $70 million in combined assets. So it's like, who should get what? You know what I mean? Like in my mind, it's like, this is ridiculous,
Did
bro.
they sign a prenup?
They got a prenup. For sure.
We don't know. Nobody knows yet.
100%.
Come on, man.
Most likely they got a prenup.
Yeah.
If they're smart.
Especially her mom. She probably got a prenup.
So prenup is like, what's
Oh,
mine
hell
is
yeah.
mine. What's yours is yours.
It was
Chris,
her mom that put
Chris
it out
Jenner was like, "You're gonna get that prenup whether you like it
Right?
or
Chris
not."
Jenner knows.
Yup,
already
she
knows.
knows.
She knows,
Look, I've
man,
been
come
around
on.
I ran around the block. Show them the
doing it.
prenup. Trust
You know
me,
what?
Kim.
No matter what we say, it really goes back to mom. See, 'cause her
Yep.
mom
Yeah.
hustles. Like her mom, no matter what you say, her mom knows the business.
Yeah, her
right? And
mom-
Dude,
Make
her
sure-
mom, yeah,
Brains,
her mom,
right?
her
Brains.
mom is so smart.
Right.
Do you
Got
think
all of them
I agree.
into like
you guys
Everything.
will
Yeah.
know this? Do you think this is going to be inspiration for better music for Kanye?
No.
He's sorry.
Experiences. This is
No.
an experience. You get what I'm saying?
No.
I don't know, man. I miss the
No.
old Kanye.
I do too.
Will this bring back the old Kanye?
Hell no.
No, he can't
Probably not.
because
It's done.
yeah, I think with everything that's going on with him supporting and him going a little bit berserk about everything, it's kind of hard for him to go back what he used to be.
Yeah.
You know, and he has so much stuff going on now that he's not focused like before. Because remember, before he wasn't, he was Kanye, man. He wear Louis. Everything he does, he raps about it, and he talks about fashion. He goes to everything about fashion. But then now he's getting so involved with so many things that he's steering off.
Right.
And you know what? I think
Adidas.
it's also because he probably has a lot of yes men around him. Like he wants to do something. Yeah, you should do it. Yeah, you should do it. Like there's nobody. I feel like there's nobody that's really guiding him
Like before.
into saying, no, maybe you shouldn't. This wouldn't be a good move.
Yeah.
Or maybe you shouldn't stray that way. Or you should try something different.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's Kanye. So I mean, a lot of people aren't gonna want to say that.
Yeah.
I just feel like celebrities, like it's hard for them to have like, to me, like real friends in your corner. Like,
Yeah.
because I mean, there's a lot of yes people who enable you, and like instead of, telling him, hey man, like you need to focus on your mental health, like that should have been number one. I mean, because there was times Kim was like supporting Kanye, like do specific things, especially like around like the politics, and she had all these kind of things talking about she needed to be like straight up, with Kanye about his mental health and how he needs to take it serious.
But you know what I think? Sometimes we misjudge him also because you might think that he's a little, even I myself think he's a little crazy, but I think sometimes he's so smart that he thinks ahead and he thinks a little bit different than your normal people sometimes.
Yeah.
So he gets the wrong side, or sometimes he says stuff that's too advanced
Right.
that people don't want to hear it yet. But his brain is like, I think he's a genius.
I
He's
agree.
smart.
I agree.
He is
I just think that he has is emotional. I mean, wasn't he diagnosed, or is that not true?
Yeah.
I can't say.
Wasn't he diagnosed with bipolar disorder? Like I mean,
But there's levels to it because my father, before he passed, he had it to the worst stages. There's levels to bipolarness. I just want to ask this, okay? And this is like, not to sound insensitive, but I don't know why. Why do I low-key feel like, I'm not saying he is, but you think there's a possibility he's trolling us? What I'm saying is, do you think like there's really something wrong? What's not
Like Tekashi?
like, yeah, do you think Kanye, do you think this is all, remember you talking about plan? Do you think Kanye is kind of like low-key, he's being more dramatic than it really is to get more attention? Do you think that's a possibility at all? This is an act?
nah,
No?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
I think,
Like a low-key troll?
Nah, I feel like Kanye's always been.
I think it's real.
Kanye.
I think he needs like legit, like he needs therapy,
Some guidance.
Of course he's a genius, of course, but like he needs to focus on his mental health and being happy. And I think for a long time he's been chasing and it's common for a lot of people to do that, where like I need this in order for me to be happy. So like whether it was fashion or him trying to get accepted by all the big European fashion labels, like him wanting to be in that space, him wanting to be elite, like white people elite. That's
Like
been kind of his
chasing that high.
yeah, it's a chasing the high. So
That's
like
chasing that
when
high.
you don't have, a clear understanding of like, happiness comes from within, not from like all these things that you want to acquire. Like you're chasing the rest of your life,
Yeah.
And that's why I just really like, T's message. I think that is really the essence of being happy is like, giving to people and that just having that love, like respect for yourself and having that, reflect your business.
But guys, would you say that's based off how your experiences and how you were raised? Let's put it this way. T, would you say you'd end up this way if you were raised differently? You see what I'm saying? Like your mom taught you to respect others. I don't want to, I don't want to speak for you, but I think you kind of get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I've never thought about the other way.
This level of empathy and selflessness.
But I would think that Kanye, because he grew up with his mom. He loved his mom, even before. Because think about I think what got him was when his mom passed away. It kind of broke him
100%.
down.
Yeah.
And what we were talking about, the yes men and all that kind of stuff. Before that, his mama always gave it to him straight,
His mom was his manager.
right?
Like that, his mom was his compass.
It's momager. It's momager.
Momager, that's right.
Yeah, momager. So then ended up, it was just kind of like it wasn't a lot of people who really looked after him, and then he's kind of steered to, I wouldn't say the wrong direction, but to a different direction. I know he's still there and what he's doing, because you really think about it, for him to make over $1 billion, he's not stupid, and it's not lucky money.
No, I agree.
You know?
I agree.
So he doesn't do things, but I just said through through getting over $1 billion, he had to sacrifice a lot. And personally, it's his own personal feelings that he had to sacrifice, or wherever his mom taught him. I tell you, that's a good money. I just hope I never have to go through that, because man, it's a lot of money, but you kind of gotta sacrifice so many.
Right. I mean, you have to ask yourself, like, is it worth it? I mean, to damn near sell your soul on some level, and you're a piece of yourself and your integrity and all these kind of things. Is it worth it? I mean, when you know that like you can have X amount of money, like you know you're good.
I'm looking at the shoes. Yeah.
See?
Okay, I'm sorry. You know, I guess
that's
for me, it's
that's the question. Like
how much is enough?
Right.
Well, I tell you what, let's experience that, and then we'll let you know. But you know what I'm saying?
We'll let you know.
Right now, we're just kind of observing, I mean, oh man, I just can't imagine, all these different, levels he's going through. Well, I tell you what, let's just switch, let's switch lives. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Let's switch.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
You want to talk about the rumor with this whole word? Did you hear about the rumor?
Nah.
Or why
that
why
Kanye
they're getting
slept with
divorced?
Jeffree Star?
That's bullshit, by the way.
I agree.
Yes. But it's a funny rumor.
You know what though? You never know.
Vicky, tell.
I don't know.
Vicky, tell the room who Jeffree Star is. Go ahead.
Oh God.
Oh my God, it's a what?
Jeffree Star.
Who is Jeffree Star?
Who is it for people who don't know?
The makeup dude.
The makeup mogul. What?
They don't know.
Some people don't know.
Yeah.
People
Oh,
watching
dude,
the
famous, super like well-known makeup, like
Mogul.
yeah.
He's got his own
Seriously, he's got his own line.
cosmetic line. So the backstory is he's a social media.
Oh, I actually,
or
I actually had one of his makeup palettes.
Yeah. So
Wait, does
So
he
nice.
identify as a he?
So nice.
He identifies as a guy, right? He's just gay, but he like.
I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure.
I'm pretty sure. Yes, yeah, for sure. I know.
So Jeffree
I've
Star
seen
is
it
big on
because he had like
YouTube.
a boyfriend, and like I'm pretty sure he identifies as him for sure.
Yeah.
Big on YouTube, huge. I'm talking about millions of followers. Got his own makeup line, like rich beyond belief. So the rumor was that Kanye left Kim, cheated with him. Like they hooked up. I know it's out of left field, but it's also when it came out, when it started trending on Twitter, it's like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, this is possible. Kanye's a creative guy.
That's what I'm
Creative
saying.
guy.
That's
right now.
what I'm like.
Creative
That's
guy.
what I said. That's what I said. I said, you know what? I don't.
Wow.
I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying I do believe it, but I'm not saying that I don't believe it either.
I never thought about that before.
You know?
This big TikToker started the rumor because she has hella followers.
Yeah.
But I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like first when I saw it trending, I'm like, it could happen. I'm not that shocked. I want to know more.
And didn't she say that she had like sources? Didn't she say she had like she knows people that
Yes.
like, can confirm it or something?
They can say anything they want on
That's
socials.
true.
But here's the thing: Jeffree Star. If you look on his channel, whatever, she already said that it's all a rumor. It's not true. He's too short. I like taller men. So
That's what Jeffree Star said.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy? Check this out. Guess where she has a home at? She has a second home. Guess where it's at?
Wyoming.
San Francisco.
Wyoming.
Oh,
Where's Kanye at right now?
Wyoming.
the Wyoming.
Because they're separated.
And no, but then they try to say
Wyoming.
that
See what I'm saying?
the houses
Dude,
are
it's a
like
trip.
30 or like 3 hours apart or something. Like
I don't know.
that.
It's in
30,
Casper,
Right?
Wyoming.
People always be like, oh, they're in the same state. It's like, yo, that's like saying San Francisco and fucking
LA.
Sacramento or LA,
It is
right?
kind
Right.
of random. Wyoming. It is kind of. I mean,
Because
you know what I
nobody
mean?
goes to
There's a lot of
Wyoming.
freaking space out there, man. Damn.
That's true. What she did say she was gonna start like her business out there.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah, the warehouse distribution because her makeup line is so big.
Yeah.
she's like loaded, bro.
Really good.
I'm pretty sure it's he.
popular.
He or she, just
Jeffree
her.
Star.
Apparently, the cosmetics are like on a whole different level. I don't know. I don't wear makeup, but yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
don't know.
Really? You didn't wear makeup?
No.
Oh man.
But
even
yeah,
know.
man, I can't say that I'm shocked by hearing it. The whole divorce thing in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's-
it's that one I already know is probably gonna happen. I'm just surprised it lasts for that long.
Yeah, I
no
know.
offense or anything,
yes.
but
Yes.
I always think celebrity like couples it's like set up. Like, I think their management get together and they're like, yo, you and you are gonna get married and y'all gonna have kids.
And then you go,
Deal with it.
and then you're gonna
But-
blow up
but
the
you're
DMZ
gonna-
for a second, and then you're gonna
Right.
get a divorce.
Yeah,
Man.
like this is your contract. Look, this is gonna get you X amount of money. You guys I think it's a bit because that's what marriage
Industry
is.
plan
Like
relationship.
marriage is a contractual, business agreement. I can just see it taken to the next level. That's what I was thinking. So that's why when I see celebrities getting married, I'm like, whatever. Especially if they're like two big names. I'm like, J-Lo and who she married back in the day?
Mark Anthony.
Not Mark Anthony.
Diddy.
Huh?
She went out with Diddy.
But did she marry Diddy?
No.
She didn't marry Diddy.
She married Ben Affleck. That was a big one.
Oh,
yeah.
I hella forgot about that.
They were big, they were big. That was like a big couple back then. Like, I don't know why, because I was like fucking 7 years old. I'm sure. I don't know why I knew that, but that's how big it was. I'm like, what? J-Lo and Ben Affleck.
J-Lo.
But yeah, I think all that is just to help people's career, and it helped. Like, it works.
Yeah,
I mean,
hello, DC, Cardi B, and Offset.
J-Lo's all set now,
right? Oh yeah, she's straight.
Oh, she is. Oh, she's always
She's
but she still hustles. She still work. She still put out stuff. She still try to do everything by herself too.
She does.
She's working hard. Yeah.
Well, one thing that I did read on, I forgot where it was that I read it. It was somewhere online. She was getting interviewed, and she did say that, when she first was starting music, like, a lot of people would be like, oh, why don't you try this? Or why don't you try this? And she was always just like, yeah, all right, I'll try it. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So because she didn't really have a direction. So when people were like, oh, you should try this, you should try, she was like, I was always so open into trying.
Oh, so you're saying she just tried everything?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing you.
People told her, do this. Hey, sing this. Hey, dance like this. I don't know, but shit, it worked. It worked.
Something clicked.
T, question for you, man. By the way, if you're just tuning in or not tuning in, I don't want to use that word. What word should we use? If you're just hitting play or whatever, got the whatever, you get what I'm saying.
Make sure you press subscribe if you're hitting play.
Or an hour in. Okay.
Yes, if you're
but we're gonna time
well.
stamp this. T, owner of Mustard Pho. Hey, talk about real quick the produce section you have. You got a produce section. I was reading in the article, and that's offering free produce for anybody.
So pretty much both our locations, we have like a little wagon that we put in the front. And every morning that I go grocery shopping, I split about 1/3 of our produce and we put it in the front. Carrots, yellow onions, jalapeno peppers.
You buy this?
I buy this. I buy this every single day. And every time I buy it, we put it in the front and we refill it about 3 times a day.
Wow.
We didn't know how many people needed, produce and everything, but we did it for the neighborhood. And then ended up, it just worked out so well that people are actually walking by and expecting for us to have it. And the people who comes by every single week and we're missing some stuff, they tend to ask us, oh, do you have any more onions, or do you have any more cucumbers or tomatoes? And then the staff know them, so we just take and give it to them. So
that's so sweet.
Yeah, because I mean,
it's sweet.
No, because
it's unbelievable to me.
The reason why we did it in the first place, because during the pandemic, we thought it was just so horrible in every single way, and everybody was so affected that my goal was that if other restaurants can just mimic us, because we all buy produce for our restaurant, and if we're not busy, we want to leave the produce and it's gonna be old and you have to throw it away anyways. So why don't we take it? Why waste it? And if you're going to get a big bag, why not take a little bit right away while it's still fresh and help save that mom or that grandmother or the gentleman that walking down the street, or even a homeless person who walks by and grab like a cucumber or like a tomato or whatever it is, But I want it to affect that way, but it's just been a little bit different. But I kind of understand why other businesses not doing it, because it's been tough for everybody.
Have you gotten any other businesses to do that?
I haven't seen yet.
No.
Yeah, and we did this back in like May, so now it's like January.
It's kind of one of those things where like you lead and then you hope others will follow suit. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think so.
Right? The only time I had one lady, she came in and she's like environmentalist, and she likes. Like she loves plants and trees and all that kind of stuff. And she saw what we were doing, and we're growing plants and we're doing produce. So she tried to come up with a plan to get everybody on Temescal Alley, which is like a lot of people that a lot of restaurants there. She's trying to open up like a produce area. But so far, I mean, she talked to a couple of businesses, but it doesn't seem like they're very interested as much. I think that's probably the most that I've heard and got out of it. So.
What if they can't afford it, T? Like, what if they can't afford to give away this produce?
No, but my expectation is not, like they have to do too much. It could be little things, You can't afford this, and some other businesses, maybe not a restaurant, they can afford the time or try to help out some other people if they do different stuff. It doesn't really have to be food itself. It can be a service. But the whole the whole goal is that just to try to have people do a little bit of something. Yeah. And if you just take away that 10%, of what you have, you can feed 2 people. you've done good for today.
Just anything helps.
Just anything.
Yeah,
Anything
there's
helps.
always something to give for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Agreed. Yeah.
For sure.
But like I said, and what you said is we understand that sometimes people are afraid and that money is not there. So I see why people are not doing it, and because I feel it too. But we just felt that if we could, why not? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just and initially. I'm thinking, a lot of businesses would think me. What about me? What's going to happen to me? But you're thinking, well, what about them?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like them? It's just, I don't know what to say. It's refreshing. What? Explain to me, because I've never heard of this term. What is forbearance? You took a forbearance on your home?
So what happened was, when the pandemic hit, we couldn't pay our mortgage. Because we closed on our business.
On your personal home?
My home. The one that my wife and my 2 kids are living.
Yeah.
So we had to put in forbearance because why? It's either me hiring back my staff or pay my mortgage. So I had a 3-month forbearance on there and I extended out for another 3 months. And then the reason why I did that is because because if the government or the banks, they gave me an opportunity to hold off on my home, then I can use that money for something else.
Right.
The staffing, like I always mentioned, because if they don't have a job, they can't feed their family. So I got to take care of them. And then we got to do the produce thing because the way I look at it is there are people who have it worse than us. We're still living, we still got a roof.
Yeah.
And they're not knocking our doors yet, So we're still okay. And we just kind of go through it and then just keep on pivoting and try to figure out what we're going to do. But yeah, that's what forbearance is.
So it sounds like it's holding off the payment. You still owe the money, you still owe the mortgage, but they're not wiping it out.
No.
You still got to pay it eventually down the road, 6 months down.
Oh no, I'm starting to pay and to put payment plans for us right now. I'm just paying a lot more less than what I'm supposed to do, but I'm still trying to do it. And then whatever extra left, I'm still trying to pay towards the forbearance. So, it's a hustle.
What about your rent, man? Like Emeryville and Oakland, are you getting like deals on that? Like,
no. So my landlord at the Oakland, that's what I can afford right now. And that one, and the Emeryville one, I haven't paid since March.
I think that was an article.
Yeah, they literally just sent me an email. Hey, congratulations on everything. On you receiving $25K. So what's up with your rent, man?
Right? That's for sure.
So they saw
I knew it.
Which is understandable. Yes. Which is very, very understandable because everybody's in the same boat right now.
Right. And I just think it sucks because, this is something that's beyond your control, right? The government, mandated the shutdowns, and of course, it's a coronavirus, and that's when it's the government's job to take care of you, so you don't put yourself on forbearance, or at least they freeze rent, evictions, all that, should have been done. It's got people acting like this is a Game of Thrones, like everyone's like just kind of going in, seriously, you have to do your
killed the queen, man.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that episode, they killed the queen.
That's what it's like, man. That's what it's like, bro. It's like Game of Thrones, like, especially I can imagine in the restaurant industry, like what people have to do, like what creative ideas they have to do to save money when this is something that's beyond their control, But
I think when we really got into this and I really figured out that how serious this thing is for everybody, not just us, it gave me an opportunity to look at the big picture. And then I started reading about stories about people who are dying because of COVID, family members, and then people are suffering, people are getting evictions. So I look at it as if we're having that bad, we're still in business. People are having it worse.
Right.
So if you just trying to open up just a little bit and trying to think bigger, you wake up more happier and you get more grateful. Because every morning you have an option. You're going to wake up pissed off and being negative, or you're going to wake up and be thankful that you woke up.
I go A. One.
Because every day, and don't get me wrong.
I'm kidding.
No, not for real. Every day, some days I wake up, I want to pick A.
Damn it, T, why are you so positive, bro? Dude, God, this guy's like a saint.
No, I'm not a saint. It's just,
You're something like an angel. Man.
No, I've been through stuff.
He's an angel.
That's a problem. We look at people like, oh, they gotta be at some level. It's not. The ability that people can do it. Anyone can tap into what he's doing. Anyone could do it. That's the difference.
Correct.
Anyone
can tap into that. It's just that we have to choose it, and it's tougher, for.
See, oh my God, this perfectly ties into the conversation debate we had with you and that lady that
can people change?
the one that did not want to let you into that gate. You chose
The hopper.
Do we have time to talk about
to
that?
go over there.
No,
I'm just,
we
no,
don't.
no. I'm just saying. It's what you choose.
All right, I'll just say this real
choose.
quick.
No, it's the
Here's the thing,
decisions
T.
you make.
If someone gives you negative energy, she's referring to a situation, right? And I come across it all the time, especially at Boston Market in Daly City. Dude, I'm there getting my $5 chicken deals all the time, right? And that brings in the good and the bad. All right? The bad. So like,
no, I wasn't talking about that one.
well, I'm just saying in
talking about-
in
he's
general,
different.
I come
Okay,
across these
okay.
He has
errands.
another
Say.
story. He has a new story.
I got another
that's
story.
right.
So anyway, so I believe that if someone gives you negative energy and puts on negative energy ungranted, I'm sorry, man. Call it. You can call it whatever it is. If you're being mistreated or you're treating someone wrong, as long as they're not bigger than me, I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna call you out.
As long
I
as
just
they're
don't
not
believe.
bigger than
I
me?
don't believe that you have to take be the bigger man, and it be okay with and it be okay. For example, at Boston Market, I'll just say it really quick. This dude's told everyone to socially distance 15 feet away from everyone. The problem is the line to Boston Market was so long, we had to all stand outside because of this motherfucker.
Okay.
Now, could I argued with him? I was on the fence, but then guess what? I said, you know what? Don't argue with him because that would affect everyone else. It would make everyone's meals be colder. We'd have to wait in line longer. But it's behavior like that just really annoys me. So that's what I'm saying. There's a time and place to be a bigger man or woman. That's all I'm saying. You can't give everyone a pass, man.
But
Sorry.
if it was me, I think I see what you're saying. But if it was me during that time and the guy does that, I try to look at it as, you know what? Maybe somebody's family got sick.
Boom.
You really think about
See?
it? Because you really think about it.
Let's play this out. Okay, I said, hey,
started.
no. Let me explain to you.
I think that was
okay?
my fault.
No. I wasn't a dick. I just said, hey, man, bro, we're outside. You know, can you move up? Because, you know, you have those 6 feet. There was 6 feet signs on the floor. He goes, like, really snooty. I don't like being around people. Let me repeat that. He said it just like this.
Oh my God.
I don't like being around people. I didn't say it. I actually couldn't believe what he said. I was trying to process that he actually said this to me. I'm like, are you serious? He didn't say
Maybe
anything.
he was just having a bad day.
Then I would have said, you know what, sir? I agree. You should be staying home today, sir.
Right? Why do you order DoorDash, dude?
Probably shouldn't
Right.
be there.
But what does that turn into? A longer conversation. We're out in the cold, and the line is out in the cold, right?
Wait in line anyway.
Okay.
This line was hella long. It was like
Right.
it was a special promo sale. The line was long for.
It kind of seems like, I think what T is trying to say is like, in these situations, because you will have more probably tomorrow at
Yes,
Boston
Guarantee.
Market.
It's
Or
guaranteed.
today,
It's
if you
somewhere,
do go
yeah.
out somewhere.
It's guaranteed.
I mean-
What I think this
Just
should
go up.
maybe you
6
should
feet's
test
fine.
it because I think you've been using the same method probably
Yes,
all your
yes,
life.
yes.
I think you should try this method.
I did not combat him.
No,
I
no,
said,
I'm not
okay,
talking about
and I went back
combating.
in my line in the
It's-
cold.
The combat starts up here, though. You were combating him up here first before it came out your mouth. So I'm saying, think of it. When you do approach these conversations, try to think of it in his shoes. Like, try to think of scenarios like, what happened to this guy to make him trip this hard
Guys, you'll
about
be
15
giving passes to everyone all day. Then you're going to give everyone a pass.
No,
oh,
it's
somebody
not
robbed
about
me.
giving
Oh, it's
passes.
okay. He needed.
It's about showing empathy. It's about showing empathy.
It's not
first.
every time.
There's levels of
because-
empathy, guys.
No, but
There's levels to it.
There are
Were
levels
you
to
showing
it.
any?
Yes, dude.
No, there's a difference between
I wasn't
there's a difference
jerk.
between
I was
empathy
playing.
and patience. There's a difference between empathy and patience.
I
And
think-
like you being tolerant of him is different than having empathy.
I think I exercised both. I
Facts.
went right back outside. I swear to God.
But did you
I
talk
went
to
right
him?
back outside. I went right back outside.
So after he said I don't like talking to you, you went outside?
Yes, because 15 feet away.
Okay.
So did you stay 15 feet away?
15 feet
Yes.
away.
Okay.
Yes, I played by his rules. So, you know, that's all I'm saying. I don't even know where this came from. But like, you know, you're talking
Vicky?
about
Okay, but did you think that after he said that, what went into your head?
fucking dick.
Okay, see? Instead of
Right. It
thinking
starts there.
That's what
Instead of thinking like,
instead of thinking, well, you know what?
I'm being
Well,
honest.
yes,
maybe
exactly.
maybe he had someone who passed away.
Maybe he had a bad day,
know?
or maybe
I think it can moving forward.
There's
You
other
can
ways
think
of
like
going around
that,
it.
even about this person, because you don't know the reality, and that's why you're annoyed because you haven't. I think it just makes your life easier if you thought like T.
My life's easy. It's fine.
No,
I'm
you-
not
you know-
losing sleep over it, bro. You act like I'm losing sleep over it. I ain't. I'm fine.
I know,
No,
but it is in your head though.
No, Niall, don't make things out bigger than it is. It's gone. We're just talking about it. I really don't give a shit.
But
Just like you have a situation, you know, it's on and gone, right?
Yeah.
You have something, you have an issue with a customer, you resolve it. I don't think you're losing sleep over it. We're just talking about it. That's all this is.
Like for me, it's so important to stay positive because if I take because restaurants are only gonna have problems every single day,
I can imagine.
right?
Yeah.
So if I take every little problem and every big problem, I put it together, and I come to work pissed off every single day. Imagine how my staff feels, and then how would that affect my customers? And then it's literally like it trickles down, you know. So no matter how upset I get and whatever it is, I have to think of a positive way because it like you said, it starts from here. Because if I don't teach myself to be more positive and look at it everybody as a better way, I'm going to be pissed off, and then who's going to lose? Me. And then long term, it's going to affect him, her, him, everybody goes down. And they're going to go, why do I want to go to work with him? Man, he's being an a-hole every single day, you know?
There's like what is it? The chain of screaming. I heard that on a TV show. The chain of screaming.
What is that?
Starts like,
How I Met Your Mother.
yes, I love How I Met Your Mother.
Lead by example.
But yeah, it's pretty, so it's pretty much like, you know, let's say the boss, right? The big boss has having a bad day because it started off with the wife screaming at him or whatever. And then the boss has like already has this attitude. So he goes into the office, starts screaming at his employees because his employees are getting all of this from him, which leads the employees to go home feeling like all messed up. So it goes into his family, which ties into maybe the kids or something. And it just so happens that the kid goes to the same school as the boss's kid, and something happens there, and it starts all over.
But Vicky, that happens a lot.
The chain of screaming.
That's why you got to break the chain.
That's why we have to break the chain. That's why we have to
break the chain.
Try to be as humanistic as possible and understand that we're all connected.
Yep.
You know,
T is breaking the chain.
he is. He's setting a standard for how restaurants should be and how they should treat
Julian, you're
people.
holding on that chain. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No, Julian is great. Julian treats us great.
Yes, he does.
He treats us great.
I just got one last question. Or do you guys have like one thing we didn't ask is like businesses on behalf of all the businesses? I don't know the specifics, but didn't you guys get a certain loan for small businesses? Or weren't you granted a certain loan, and then the new was it the stimulus got passed as well, right?
So I applied for the PPP and they gave me the money. But during that time, they gave me the money. I didn't pay my my grocery for like 2-3 months. So it was like about $70,000-$80,000 worth of, you know, food that I haven't paid the lady. Cause I've been a vendor. She's been my vendor for like 5 years or 6 years already, you know? So she was so kind enough to keep on holding it back. So when I got the loan, $100,000, I took the loan, and every week I write her a check for $10,000.
Wow.
And then I take the money and I try to put it back to the store, the employee and everything. And then the next week I make a little bit of money here from the store, and I write her another check for $10,000. So that went on every single week for like about 5-6 weeks, you know, that kind of stuff.
Crazy.
So then ended up, I paid off her on that.
That's
but
great.
you know, so it's kind of like, I had a lot more other bills, but I just kind of like, literally like to say, fuck it. You know, you just keep on figuring out what you need to do.
Wait, that loan you have to pay back?
Yes, you do.
If there's a will, there's a way.
This is some BS, huh?
Yeah, bro.
They give you a loan, they expect you to pay it back, you know, when your darkest of times. And then when you got to pick yourself back up, then you're just trying to get back to square one. But how are you going to get to square one? You still got to pay back the loan.
Right.
No,
That's
then,
life.
But then if I get upset about it and then I get stressed about it, it doesn't help nobody. It doesn't even help me.
Oh, don't be upset about
So,
it.
you know, you just kind of like, I was like, you know what? Screw it. If I got to do it, do it. I think of it right now. What can we do to benefit everybody right now? And what can I do to do it right now? And then what other plans do we have?
If there's a will, there's a way.
That's good. I like that perspective. I think we can do both, where we can,
Of course you do.
like,
Of course he does.
I mean, like,
Julian.
you got to work with what you
Of
got,
course he does.
but at the same time, we got to make determinations to change like how politics is made, because that should not even be a scenario for you, just because of some, you know, this huge pandemic that's happened. You know, it's putting you in a situation where you got to be more in debt, and something the government should have taken care of.
Word.
Right.
You know what? We got to have you back on again, because we did not even talk about sneakers. And I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Real quick, top 3.
Top 3.
What are your grails?
Woo.
Top 2, top 1, top 5?
I would say my my off-white with the Jordan 1s.
Man, this dude came in walking with Jordan.
Those are yours?
Yes,
I love
Dude,
those.
those are $1,200.
I don't
If
give a
not.
shit how much those are. I want them.
They're fire.
I had those, and the white ones is my second. Or actually, that will be my third. My second one's the white
so the
one.
off-white Jordan 1s, the
The white ones?
the Carolina color. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And then the white one, the off-white one also. I haven't even touched that one.
Okay.
But my holiest grail that I will never touch at all is the Jordan Calls, the gray one.
You have the cause? The fours?
The 4, sir. That one is like...
Just so for anyone that doesn't know sneakers, he's naming the Rolex of shoes. I have GR, general release. Meaning, oh that mine are more accessible. How'd you get the cost?
I went through StockX, but
you're paying resale.
I paid, but then I did it, dude. It was so crazy. I did it like literally when it first released for $600.
You did not.
I swear on mama.
So you could resell that right
dude,
now.
I don't even want to touch it. Like I'm not like that's gonna be framed up.
You haven't even put
I need to see what it looks like.
I didn't even put
no
their
idea.
shoes on.
They're incredible. Would you on camera right now? Will you sell them to me?
Nope.
No. I'll give you $50 above what you paid for them.
Nope.
100.
I wouldn't give anything. That's like my baby.
DS
and my kids. Sorry.
Wait. Are they DS? Dead stock.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I need to see a picture of it when we're done.
We'll show you out. Dude, they're incredible. He's got the Rolex's shoes.
Okay.
There's different levels to it.
What are they?
Yeah. The
Jordan Calls.
Cause is a well-known artist, and he is incredible, and he did a collab. And they make a black and the gray. You got the gray, correct?
Yeah. I couldn't get the black. Now the black is like...
It's ridiculous,
dude.
I'm never going to pay $50 or no more than $100 over retail on anything, which is why I just get basically GR. But I'll hit on some things like the Yeezy breads. Like the Yeezy breads that dropped, the restock. I'll be honest, I hit on 5 pairs. Sold them all.
See, my thing is I've always loved shoes.
Well, me too.
And then people come out, they hustle, they make a little money, they go out to do different things.
That's me.
Some people like to go drinking, go partying. Me, I like shoes and clothes.
We got to talk shoes again. Yeah, do you know Keezy?
No keys.
Oh, he's a big influencer here. Big
really?
He's really heavy. Well, I'll introduce you guys. Maybe we could do something like down the road. He's on a different like plane.
Oh,
yeah. Cool. So you guys would get along great.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, they're these ones.
Yeah. Yeah. The shoes he has, it's like they're what I call impossibilities. You know what I mean? Impossibilities.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not. Foot Locker doesn't carry it. It's nothing like that. Unless you're looking to pay an extremely high price for resale. Forget about it.
I like
How
the
much
fours.
price? Like,
I always like the fours.
Oh, starting $1,200 to over $2,000.
And khaki color.
And these are shoes that retail for like $200, $220, $240. Yeah, this is like a stock.
There's like the new calls. Not the new calls. The off-white Jordan 4s, the sale, like the tan color ones.
Oh, I like them, but I mean, I already know I'm not going to get them. So it's like, I don't want to get my hopes on something you're not going to get. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Hey, real quick. I know that. So you don't want people to donate to you, correct?
Correct.
All you ask for anyone that's in the Bay Area is to what?
Is to please come in. You guys have some time, support us, do to go. That helps out the staff, the vendors, the farmers, and then whatever left we have, it goes back to the community.
Nice.
And everybody wins.
We'll drop all the social media on the screen or down below right here. And is there anything else you want to say? I'm sorry.
First of all, just like I tell you guys, thank you, Mama. Without my mom, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys. The staff, amazing people. They're working right now. That's why I get to sit here and talk to you guys, and all the support from everybody through social media, through everything you can think of. It helped me out to become here, and of course, everybody here, Julian, the whole gang. Thank you, a million thank you for everybody for giving me the opportunity to tell my story.
Monster Pho in Oakland, 2 locations, Oakland, Emeryville, and again, all this information will be down below. Thank you so much, T-Train.
Thank you.
Yes,
it, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yay.
This is Less Than Zero.